What is happening, fam? Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm having a good day, so hope y'all are too. But today we're gonna be filming a kinda, I want to say, like, controversial video, I guess. And I kind of made a similar video to this before, but now I want to go more in depth on what I made my decision and how I made my decision. Hopefully it's not too much wind noise. But yeah, boys. And I do hope you guys are enjoying the kind of like POV style videos while I'm talking. And not, because I feel like I'm always just sitting in front of the car and just yapping. But maybe while I'm driving, it makes it a little more entertaining. Or maybe a little mixture of both. You guys let me know down in the comments below what is more entertaining to you guys. Considering a lot of these are informational videos, I like to kind of try something different. And not just stand in front of the car or be inside the car only. Sometimes I like to mix it up, but a lot of times I feel like I'm just outside the car. So that's why I'm asking you guys what you guys really want to see. But yeah, boys, so POV style. Hope you guys enjoy it. Dang, I need gas, man. I always need gas, bro. It's kind of annoying, but I feel like I always need gas. But like I was saying, it's gonna be a controversial topic. So I'm gonna be talking about in this video why I chose the 2.0 Jenny over the 3.8. And this isn't specific for BK1s or BK2s, but I mean, they're both similar cars, BK1 and BK2. It's not too much differences besides like interior, little facelift, and a little more power, right? So no, I'm not gonna specify whether I'm talking about a BK1 or a BK2. But anyways, really, I'll say the first main reason I chose the 2.0 versus the 3.8. So when I was first looking at Jenny's, I was kind of looking at FRS's first and WRX's. WRX at the time were a little out of my budget, but I was already looking at FRS's, and that being a 4-cylinder, I was like, okay, cool. Like, I had a GTI, I enjoyed it. I like 4-cylinders, like, they're cool. I don't think I need a V6, right? Or a straight 6 or a 6 with a turbo, whatever, a twin turbo V6, whatever the case may be. So I was already looking at FRS's. That's kind of all I was really worried about, was the car itself. You know what I mean? What it looked like and stuff. I wasn't really worried about how fast it was or anything like that. So I was looking at FRS's. You know, deals just weren't going through and they weren't going my way. So I was like, this might not be the car for me. So I was like, all right, bro. Oh, there's a cop. There's a cop right there. Please don't book me for nothing. Put the camera down. All right, cool. Cop did not give me no trouble. Nope, he's not following me, no nothing. All right, cool. These are the risks you run into with having windshield tint and at 5% tint all around. And there's a cop right there. Yo, I can never catch a break, bro. There's always a cop, bro. Oh my god. Anyways, let me catch my train of thought again. So, like I was saying before we ran past that cop, was I wasn't really looking too much at the performance side of things. Like, the GTI was already fast enough, so I was like, honestly, I don't need something that much faster. The GTI was pretty fun, so I can only imagine, you know, my next car will probably be fun. It doesn't have to be like that fast. So that's why I was looking at FRS and stuff, and I knew they were light vehicles as well. But after enough FRS deals not going through and Toyota 86 deals, and oh my god, bro, I'm passing by. There's no chance, bro. We just passed by 1, 2, and then there's a third cop right there. Yo, these guys are just spawning in out of nowhere, bro. Oh my gosh. If I lived in California, dude, I would be absolutely cooked, brother. Absolutely fried chicken. How do you live in California? Like, actually, bro. I actually don't know. Sorry guys, I'm off topic. I'm just a little nervous. I don't like driving around cops, bro, with this tint. And like, that's pretty much it usually that they'll book me for, is tint. But anyways, basically, all those deals didn't go through. I just started looking on Facebook Marketplace, and I just kept seeing more and more cars. And I did like SIs as well, but you know, they were just like, I was like, I don't want a daily no manual, bro. So, and honestly, they were really overpriced. I feel like for what they are, a lot of people are asking too much money, and that's just based on the area I live in, I guess, or maybe that's just a general thing. But they were just way overpriced. So I was like, yeah, I don't want an SI. So then a Jenny popped up out of nowhere. I was like, yo, this kind of in my budget. And I seen the interior, I seen the exterior. I was like, damn, these are nice. Again, I didn't really know there was a difference between I didn't know there was a 2.0 and a 3.8. Like, I wasn't watching YouTube videos like I would now. I wasn't really crazy into cars yet. So I kind of was just like, oh, 2.0, like, oh, it makes 275 horsepower, you know, from start. That's pretty fast. That's a lot faster than my GTI. That's going to be fun. You know what I mean? And it's a nice coupe. It looked like a little space coupe. I really liked Q60s at the time. And this car really reminded me of like a Korean version of a Q60. So I was like, yo, this might be the move. So after test driving it and stuff like that, I was like, yo, this shit moves. It looks really good. Interior, I mean, bro, the interior is beautiful. I don't care. For a 2013 vehicle, bro, name a car with a better interior in this price range. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. The G37 or whatever, that shit was trash. Or G37, G35, the interior on that was trash, bro. Anyways, basically I was sold on this car. Didn't know much about the 2.0 or the 3.8, what the differences were. I didn't even know there really was a 3.8. I didn't do any research. I was like, you know what? I'm copping this car. Like, this is it. I'm really messing with this car. Like, let's just drop the bag and, you know, hopefully it's good to me and I'll enjoy this car. So that's what I did. I dropped the bag and I went and got the 2.0. One other thing that I guess motivated me to get a 2.0 was I assumed it would be better on gas than the V6 version. Like I said, I didn't do too much research on the V6 version, but it told me the gas range on this and the MPGs and all that shit. And I was like, you know what? A 2.0's got to be better than a V6, right? But fortunately, in my opinion, that has not been the case. I think this car has been just as equally terrible on gas as the 3.8. So that's my take on the gas portion. I mean, both cars are okay on gas. They're not like commuter cars. They are, you know, luxury coupes. So that's just the case, right? Another reason was the price. Price was a big factor, like really big factor actually, was the price. Because when I searched up Jenny's, this car was at the time like 4 bands to 5 bands cheaper than a 3.8, maybe even a little more. I was like, dude, I don't want to spend that money. Why would I go and get the 3.8? You know what I mean? Like, the power difference doesn't make it up for me to go spend that extra money. I could get that same power out of bolt-ons on this car. So that was what I was thinking at the time. And that is technically true. If you saved a couple bands getting a 2.0, you could honestly just swap out the turbo a week into owning the car and get a custom tune and everything. You still would have spent less than getting a 3.8, and you would have been making more power than a 3.8. So realistically, yes, the 2.0, you can make more power in aftermarket modifications than the 3.8. Because the 3.8, you can get a tune and go full bolt on the 85. You might see like a 30 horsepower gain, I want to say, maybe a little more. But on a 2.0, you do all that, you can see a 100 horsepower gain, like damn near 70, 80 horsepower gain. So it's like bang for buck mods, yes, the 2.0, but out the box, 3.8's faster and better. In pretty much every case. So that's kind of how I was looking at it. And you know, I was like, well, I'm gonna save that money, and if I want to put it into something else, I can. I'm not just gonna put it all into one car or put all my eggs in one basket. So money was a big factor. MPGs was a big factor. You know, to me, looks were kind of the same, so it didn't really make a difference to pay that extra money. And performance was kind of a factor as well, because I was happy with that number, that 275. I was happy with that. So I was like, that's gonna do it for me. Watch out, Mr. Benz. Back into me now. I was like, that's gonna do it for me. So yeah, I would say those 3 major things kind of like summed it up for me, and I was like, yeah, that's gonna do it. Number 4 was probably aftermarket support. As I got the car and started doing more research, I noticed there was a lot more things I could do on the 2.0, in my opinion. But at the same time, you can also do a lot of things on the 3.8. So it really is like you know, like it's your opinion which one you think you can do more on. But the 2.0, you're gonna get more bang for the buck. However, I do think the 3.8 sounds better in my opinion, but like you really can't get over turbo noises. Some people really like prefer turbo noises. I really like have grown to love V8 noises, and a 3.8 is close to a V8, but I mean, alright buddy, that also sounds really good. Let me do one more little pull. Like that also sounds really good, you know what I mean? So it's like you can go either or in that situation, but turbo noises are like was a really big plus, bro. Turbos sound phenomenal. You know, 3.8 sound like baby GTRs. Turbo noises are a beautiful noise, you know what I mean? The blow-off valve, the turbo noise. I'll even put some like rev clips in here so you can understand what I'm talking about, but those factors kind of were like very big factors for me. Those are really big factors for me. So overall, bro, if you're thinking about the 3.8 and the 2.0, right now I think the 2.0 is still the better deal, just because you can put that extra 2, 3, 4 grand that you save back into the 2.0, and you can just go get a bigger turbo, bro, and you can go gap 3.8s. Like, don't get me wrong, they're dope, but a turbo kit on 3.8 ain't cheap, bro. It's not like a direct swap over. It's a lot of money you got to drop, you know what I mean? So overall, I'm gonna say that's why I took the 2.0. And if you're on the fence about them, go drive both, consider your budget, and then, you know, talk to some people that have owned both. That way you can kind of get like a take on both cars. But hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will catch y'all boys in the next one.